All right, what's going on, everybody? I don't think you turned my microphone on. Is it on?
It's on.
It's on. All right, what's up, everybody? The microphone is on. Welcome to Behind the Counter. I'm your host, Rich Stambolian. With me, as always, the monster
Within.
the monster within, Jonathan Adler.
Hey.
I had a good one, but I forgot. It just like it was there and then it took off.
I expect better next week.
It left. It's been a couple of weeks.
Good. I know. We're out of practice. We're dusty.
A little dusty. Dusty like presses dusty bread.
Ciabatta bread.
I'm getting the check from. He's getting the WWE check. I'm getting the check from
Ciabatta
press.
bread.
I'm getting a little dusty.
Just mention our dusty ciabatta bread on the next episode of your comic book show.
Dusty Rhodes owns Press 195.
Oh,
Go.
that'd
Do
be
it.
amazing.
You guys want Italian or ciabatta?
I cornered the market on ciabatta bread. I knocked over the ciabatta bank.
I make them myself. I take my two hands and put them together and I press them real tight.
Have you ever had a cheeseburger and a knish?
You have now.
I've only had one of the knish burgers once.
The knish is great.
Yeah.
I think I had a regular knish.
The steak knish
I
is
liked it.
wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's the one I had.
We had a travesty here in New York. There was a knish shortage.
I know.
The knish factory burnt down.
I gotta talk about, like, I would have mentioned it because I had a funny story about that. I went to Ben's Deli with my father-in-law a few months ago, and he was trying to order like a knish with his food, and the guy's like, "No more knish, sir." And he's like, "Why? What happened?" He's like, "The factory is no more." I was like, "What? They closed the factory?" He's like, "It's burned." I was like, "What?" He's like, "It's burnt to the ground." I was like, "This is amazing." I wish I taped the dude.
But here's the screwed up thing. So the knish factory has two parts. One that makes square knishes and one that makes round knishes.
The square knish
The
part
square
broke down.
knish part burnt down, and it was round knishes. Nobody likes round
Son
knishes.
of, son of bitch.
And it just shows you the lack of competition in the knish world.
Mhm.
It's one freaking factory.
Open market.
It's one factory that makes square knishes.
It's Monopoly.
Yeah, it's the old school Jewish mafia. It
Yeah.
still has their toes on
On the
on
knishes.
the knish.
Who likes round knishes? I don't think I've ever met everybody who has.
I've
like,
never had a round knish.
Really?
No.
They
Yeah,
suck.
they're
I know.
awful.
I wouldn't go for one.
I'm anti-round knish.
Me too.
Why they bother?
I feel like also I've been around for a few years. I've never encountered anybody who has made a happy face or is like, like, "Oh, I got you a knish. Oh, awesome. What'd you get? A round knish." I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Just throw it out.
don't want that.
Nobody likes that. Welcome to Behind the Counter, where we talk about knishes and
Halal food.
halal food.
Hebrew.
We've changed the format of the show to talk about what people eat.
Yeah.
Well, it's behind the counter. It's a deli show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's good.
That was always our biggest,
Cured meats.
That was our biggest fear, is that we were slowly turning into a deli show.
Yeah.
We talk about cured meats,
We got to go wait for 2 weeks to
pasta salads,
reestablish the deli element of our
and we're a kosher deli, guys.
Kosher.
So no ham
No.
and no cheese with your
That's ridiculous.
cured
I
And
quit.
we're only open from 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
I quit. Can you get the sausage links hanging behind
Oh
me?
my god, I would love that. That would be brilliant.
Welcome to Behind the Counter.
Just cured meat, just hanging around the studio.
The little deli hats,
Yeah.
little aprons. That'd be fantastic.
And we'll actually serve.
So this week we're talking about boar's head.
Boy's Head, the best or the worst? America's Choice. That's it. That's all I got. All right, everybody. This is the comic book show. I'm Rich. That's John. Andrew's here too.
That's me. That's him.
We got a lot to talk about. We haven't been around for 2 weeks. What are we talking about today?
I feel like I did some research today because we're so behind the times.
Yeah.
I did some research to try and get like whatever Comic-Con news came out of it.
Yeah.
And it was so difficult.
Yeah.
It is physically impossible for you to get a nice stream of like news articles just about it, because it's all just cosplay. It's all cosplay.
You see that Apocalypse cosplay? That was pretty sweet.
Pretty awesome. I think that's the same dude who did like the Maestro and the Solomon Grundy.
Okay.
Like the really big guy. Or the Out of Work Prometheus guy.
I think DVD man. Credit with the DVD. I feel like we talk about cosplay a lot. It needs to be talked about. I think it's getting out of hand.
It is getting out of hand. There was a
Did you hear about that guy who got accused of sexual battery
no.
that didn't do it?
No.
That he was like a photographer, and he brought like this model who was like a 17-year-old cosplayer to the con.
Nice.
She went missing. They found her by a pool with her face busted open,
Oh my god.
and they arrested him for. And this is like, maybe the story's changed because a lot of stuff comes out. But the last time I read it, so this dude got arrested for like sexual battery or something like that, and he was like, "Listen, like I was gonna drive her home to her parents. First of all, like don't be taking a 17-year-old cosplay chick to like get with the parental permission.
Let me just say, it's a little inappropriate that a 17-year-old is dressing like that.
I don't know what she was dressed like. She could
I saw it.
Yeah,
it was
okay.
Very inappropriate. I mean,
she was dressed
by the way,
she was dressed like a murdered young girl.
Yeah, I'm not. And again, I'm not saying that I condone the behavior of the other people because based on what she was dressing. But if you're a parent, you got to kind of realize what your kid is doing and say, maybe it's not the best decision to dress up like that and at 17.
But when we used to work in the store and we did the Comic-Con stuff, there were a lot of men of a certain caliber that would do a lot of questionable life choices when it came to young women.
Yes.
Like, it's more like, oh my God, an opportunity, forget the moral implications or the law. Like, let's just see what crazy stuff is going to happen.
That's like letting, that's letting your fantasy get out of control.
Oh yeah.
We'll get back to that. But anyway, so this girl, they got into an argument. They split up. So he was the last person to be seen with her. She disappeared for a little bit. They found her by a pool, her face all screwed up. This poor dude got arrested in process and all that stuff. And apparently she just people saw her, and I think they have footage of it. She just fell. She fell by a pool. She slipped and fell and knocked herself out. And this dude's facing all these charges.
That's everyone's fault in that case.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Again, yes, Andrew, cosplay is not consent, but I feel like the cosplay thing is getting a little it's reaching a boil where you don't know. Yeah, you don't know how to talk to people anymore. Sometimes talk to people like a normal person, but
And it's what we've always said too, that there's that weird stigma where you're dressing up like something, you're seeking attention, you're gonna get attention because you're at a convention, and then that personal disgust they have, where well, why is everyone looking at me?
Yeah,
don't look at me and take my picture. How dare you?
It's not fellow cosplayers who are just looking at you. It's the dude you pointed out, who's the guy with the kid, who's just what? What is she, 17, 18? Yeah. All right. She's dressed like Supergirl, so that makes it okay,
it's
right?
Okay, right?
Right, cops?
Right?
No, sir.
No, listen, you also have to remember, there are a lot of unbalanced people going to these things.
Yeah.
They just do not understand how to behave in front of attractive women wearing nearly nothing.
It's not, I don't think it's so much that anymore. I think that's still a major population of comic book fans. I think there is that niche market of the scary basement dweller person.
Yeah.
See people that go to the AVNs.
But I don't think I think more than anything, there's so much involved with cosplay.
Yeah.
And I think predominantly it's young people that are going to the convention, especially New York Comic Con. I mean, mostly everyone that we run to is, under 30.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who are really into Naruto and anime and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's not so much the creepy guy. It's more people who are part of that weird culture, and they're sharing everything with each other, and it's getting weirder and weirder and more large niche-y.
It's eating itself.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's Ouroboros.
It's the one, whatever. I love cosplay. Every year I take pictures of the cosplay. It's great. It's phenomenal. I always think about what gets on my nerves, that dude walking around in the full phone box, the Doctor Who police box.
I hate that guy.
Who is just walking through rows of people. That's a 3-person costume, but he's wearing it. It's it takes up the space of 3 people, and he's in it, and he's posing. He's I'm cute and whatever. Whatever. No, don't do it. Don't do it again, dude.
But they love that crap. If there's anything Doctor Who related, people are just losing their minds.
Yeah, Whovians.
The Whovians.
That's a thing that about a lot of conventions, which I feel has escalated because of this stuff, is that yes, it's a niche. I'm trying to put this as delicately as possible. It's a niche, and it's great. Go crazy, enjoy your fandom, but don't enjoy your fandom at the lack of manners.
Yes.
This is I find the lack of manners very disturbing.
Yes.
How did they behave? I've never been to a Comic-Con. So.
You should come this year.
We are coming this year. We have to work this.
You have to work. You have to come this year. It's not you. I think you'd go a little crazy because
I've never been.
One.
You're gonna love it. I think you're really gonna fall in love with the whole process.
The concept of it.
You'll buy a lot of stuff probably, but the about the crowd, I think you're not gonna appreciate the odors. I don't think you're gonna, and that's not everybody.
But
I'm just saying
it's gotten better because of how controlled they are now with the entry.
Right.
I think there's
it's a higher caliber of people going.
No. No, there's just less of them. There's still a tremendous amount of people there, but it's 2 years ago, before they implemented the security system, where like you have like they double check you and they find out if you're this person on this page, as opposed to just letting everyone in.
Yeah.
It's still crazy, but there's a certain amount. There's still breathing room. 2 years ago, it was insane. There was like that's why we never did Sundays, and Saturdays became a shorter day for the most part. That's why I died. That's why I got the con flu.
What was that, 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the worst. The con flu is disgusting.
Yeah. I feel it immediately. As soon as they walk into that building, I feel the sickness.
Well, last year, this year I want to have a 1-year anniversary of the Roadhouse. And
the Roadhouse.
Get like real notched up again.
I think we should also this year is the year we go to like one of the press parties that happen afterwards.
What's up, guys? Yeah, totally. Yeah, let's do that.
We're behind the counter.
Who?
Ooh.
Exactly. But like I think you'd really like it. It's that like the older I get, the less tolerance I have for people with no manners, and there's a lot of people with no manners.
Scum.
You know.
Scum.
Dudes who stop in the middle of the thing and point at something.
I just think it's people that don't know how to, behave in front of people.
That might be it too. You can't solve the world's problems though.
No.
Yeah.
But I think the cosplay thing escalates that a little bit because, if you're walking and you'll see the guy dressed like Doctor Who, the 3 people in front of you, you'll end up walking into because they'll react.
And the intersections are the worst part of it too.
Yeah.
Like that middle of the con where like Images and DC's booth is just a nightmare of people stopping.
Yeah.
And we're guilty of it too, because this is what we do. We do look for these people and then photograph them and speak to them.
Do you know how much it is to get a booth at Comic-Con?
It's a lot of money.
Like, give me just an idea.
I don't know. I'm sure
a few grand.
Yeah.
A few grand, okay.
Yeah. Want to set up a mobile?
Maybe if they want to give us like a little mini studio, we could do broadcast from there.
Do like a GFQ. You know what? If you can get something in the press room because it overlooks the entire convention floor, that would be the way to go.
That's all Marvel now. Marvel owns that crap.
Dominating that little window.
Yeah, it's like their hub. That's they do all their broadcasts from there, like all their interviews. And CBR, I think, does it also.
Yeah. Oh, make room for GFQ.
Boom! Yeah.
Can we do cosplay this year?
Yes.
What are you gonna dress up as? My Little Pony.
Legion of Doom.
Let's do
Doom. We always say we're gonna do.
And you can be get Comic-Con tickets. We'll be Legion of Doom. You be Precious Paul.
I don't want to be Precious Paul.
Why not?
I want to be the dummy.
You want to be Sherry?
I want to be Sherry Martel.
That would be genius.
You can pull that off. You could do Sherry Martel.
You be Elizabeth. He'll be Sherry.
I'll be Valley.
No, somebody has to be Luna.
I'll be Luna.
Yeah.
I want to paint that the lightning bolt. I'd shave half of my head for that.
It's October this year, right?
It's October every year.
But wasn't it like in February at one point?
Yeah, when it first started.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's ingrained into us because we had to drive into the city together.
Yeah, I never forget about February.
And it was a blizzard, and we had to park in the parking lot.
That's right.
Remember that?
Oh, it was a nightmare.
And it was the coldest freaking day, and our boss at the time didn't show up.
And we really wanted to hire guys to like unload the truck for us because it was such a bitch to move the crap there.
Yeah, it was not fun.
I very much not miss that.
Bitter. I'm really excited. I get really excited for Comic-Con around this time of year because I know it's like you're gonna blink and it's there.
Over.
We got to do more stuff. We got to talk to more weirdos.
We got to script a little bit more stuff.
We got to script a little more stuff. Yeah. We have to bring pouches full of booze.
Yeah, man. Like I always feel like my carrying situation isn't good enough. Like I see people with. I think I'm bringing back a fanny pack. For this. Yeah.
Just like full of like airplane bottles of liquor.
Yeah.
We did good last year with the booze because
and the cheeseburgers.
And the cheese. That was all Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll be back this year too.
Yeah. With the book bag full of cheeseburgers.
I hope so. It's his name.
I'm surprised that we both didn't end up in the bathroom at the Javits Center because of that.
I dry out when I go there.
Yeah?
Yeah, that weird recycled air just like dries me out immediately.
Do you do enema like that?
Yeah, I clean out like Andre Giant before he has to go on a plane.
The day before, you're just like, I just don't want to go to the Javits Center.
I carb load and then I get a full enema. And a pap smear.
Expel it.
Get a nice little scrape going on.
Just for the hell of it. Right?
Just to be safe.
So what's up with news? Give me some news.
So the only news I was really able to collect was Avengers just end up wrapping up. So it gives them about 9 months to do post-production now. DC, in fear of their life, they were very adamant about keeping the Batman vs. Superman date as the same day as Captain America 3. They were like, we can do it. Like, hype machine. Then the Guardians of the Galaxy numbers came in, and they released an all new schedule of how they're moving everything around.
Oh, they're moving $94 million. What?
$94 million. And also, I didn't get the numbers on it, but Monday was like, I think double that amount just on Monday night. That did so well from the hype over the weekend.
Wow. That's really crazy.
So it definitely is way over 100 million at this point, closing on 2.
That's insane. I'm glad. I'm so glad. We were so afraid that the movie wasn't going to do well.
Oh my god!
Because they're such niche characters. They're such weird characters. Star-Lord.
Yeah. Can I talk about this?
Can we? All right. Jonathan's going to do his review of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Because there's so much I want to talk about with this.
Let's do it.
Please go see this movie in the theaters. You know, this is, and I say the same thing to you, Andrew. You should go see this movie. It is pretty much as perfect as a movie experience as you can get. I would have never thought in my lifetime I would ever see a Guardians of the Galaxy, nonetheless this iteration of it.
Mm-hmm.
I would never expected Groot and Rocket Raccoon to be cultural touchstones now, where people are mentioning it in media, saying like Groot, like how good is Groot, like Groot and Rocket Raccoon.
That's blowing my mind, because after Friday night on like every single feed on Saturday morning, it was like the "I am Groot" quote. You know,
My girlfriend has seen a bunch of movies with me, and I thank her for that. But she usually with the movie stuff, she's like the comic book stuff. She's like, you know, she understands her limits. Like she understands like I'm over my head. You know, like just, you know, kind of guide me through. This movie, she was so genuinely interested in the backstory and the characters, because this was the epitome of a team film.
Mm-hmm.
I went back right after it, because she never saw Avengers. I watched Avengers afterwards. And even me, I was really disinterested in it, and it really was showing its age next to how tightly written and composed this film was.
So Guardians of the Galaxy makes Avengers look like shit.
Like
complete just shit.
Dog shit.
Yeah.
Like this is like Avengers has the benefit of having the characters being introduced beforehand. These are all unknowns in the mass populace.
Yeah.
You know, and they do such a tremendous job of making the most likable, most entertaining characters in a long time. Drax Destroyer, man. Like Groot, like a talking tree, won everyone's hearts. Rocket Raccoon, awesome. Star-Lord, now America's sweetheart. Ronan the Accuser looks like the greatest friggin' villain I've ever seen.
How's Zoe Saldana?
Incredible. Like they're all awesome. Like that the interaction between them, the lines, it makes Josh Whedon's script look like shit.
Wow.
Everything is funny. There's not a flat joke. Thanos is in the movie within the first 20 minutes. Dope.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin playing Thanos. They finally like made it concrete. Benicio del Toro, surprise appearances.
Yeah, give me some surprise appearances.
Big wow moment was there because
Yondu.
So Yondu, honestly, he is awesome in the movie.
This?
I have not at all.
Really?
The arrow thing, like so Yondu in the comics, he's like pretty much a holy man, doesn't curse, doesn't drink. The exact opposite of making like a blue redneck space guy with a mohawk, with a cybernetic mohawk. And he's got this one like arrow like in his holster that he could do the whistle stuff with. Okay. And it's awesome. Like all the special effects are just like the designs, everything looks incredible. They, you know, like so all the movies there's been a MacGuffin, every Marvel movie, and it's weird because a lot of reviewers are constantly complaining about the MacGuffin thing, and they even play with it. This one, like, we have to find like this Maltese Falcon thing, like, Indiana Jones thing. But it's all soul gems. It's all leading up to like the Infinity Gauntlet. So everything, like the Tesseract was supposed to be the space gem.
Right.
The thing in Thor 2 is supposed to be the reality gem. And there's a power gem. So they show like the power gem being used to different parts of history, and they show a friggin' awesome celestial like wiping out a planet with like attached like Kirby style. And it's an actual one of the celestials.
Wow.
Like wiping out a planet. Have a duck.
Really? Wow. Was he like in the background?
See it.
Yeah.
No, they're pretty direct. Howard the Duck.
Phenomenal.
Adam Warlock's Cocoon.
Awesome.
But that's it. That's in turn like in that type of stuff. And it's just what it gives me a lot of faith in is there's aside from just superheroes in general in comics, there's so many cool ideas. Like, you know, if DC's got Sandman, all the Vertigo properties that don't need. This kind of reinstates that you can create a brand new franchise, have established franchise that's not super, you know, in the public eye. Guardians of the Galaxy is a niche, you know, group of characters. We've loved them for years. I'm a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan, both iterations. This gives so much promise that they would take more chances with some of their properties.
Okay.
This was just I'm gushing. I haven't been this happy about a film in so long.
Ant-Man.
Yeah,
it's gonna make Ant-Man look. It's good news for Ant-Man. It's good news for Doctor Strange. It's good news for all the properties that they can do.
Well, after the movie was said and done, and it made him so much money. James Gunn, the director, he wrote like an open letter like thanking everybody. And he's like the reason why this was so awesome is that there was such little pushback in terms of what I want to do with this film.
Yeah,
and like Drax, man, like he's like Batista made me so happy in this movie.
Yeah,
because of how good he was and like his lines. Like there's like one bit where he's the way he plays him is like he's like Conan the Barbarian, like speaks like I'm gonna destroy you.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna bathe in your blood. But everyone's not talking like that, so he doesn't get things like. So at one point, Star-Lord is like, it's like, oh, later on you can kill this person, and he's like, what did you just do?
Yeah,
and he's like, oh, that's a universal symbol for cutting your throat. And he goes, it's kind of like a metaphor. He's like, it just goes over your head. He goes, no, I am very fast. I would catch it. It went over my head. It's like good, like solid,
good comedic timing.
Yes.
No Beta Ray Bill, huh?
I don't believe it, man. Like I look pretty intently on all those like collector scenes.
Yeah,
and I didn't see any.
How is the post credits?
Good, very like not at all what you expect. There's two of them.
Did one have something to do with the Infinity Gems?
No,
really,
neither one.
Okay,
neither one. I'm saying there's a different feeling to these films.
Yeah, it's
purely feel good, awesome message, awesome action, everything perfect.
Charlie 27.
I wish. There's none of that stuff.
No Martin X.
No.
None of those dudes.
No.
Vance Astro.
No.
Nothing.
Not yet.
I'm terrible at going to the movies, but I have to go see this one.
You're gonna lose your mind.
I might go in Florida next week.
Do it, man.
Yeah.
You'll absolutely love it. And honestly, like everyone in the theater was head over heels. Kids, dogs, wives, old men, young men.
Which movie theater did you go to the dogs in?
It's the dog theater.
The Fresh Movie Theater? The Fresh Meadows Movie Theater?
Yeah. That's the one.
Fresh movies
at Fresh Meadows.
I get really excited to go see a movie there, and then I'm like, it's $20 a ticket.
I know.
I know. I'm like, I could use these $40 for a nice dinner.
It's worth every penny. It's one of those movies that you should go out and see in the theater. I've been gotten very bad at seeing movies in theater, but this is
because you have a big TV at home, and movies are expensive.
Yeah,
expensive. It's crazy how like the prices of movies have like gone up so friggin' that much.
Yeah, that's why they all break records now because they cost $1,000.
That's probably right. As opposed to like a movie that used to, like when you had movies like over 10 years ago would be like $375 for your matinee.
Yeah, $7 million opening.
Yeah, and now it's like, oh yeah, of course you're paying $20 a ticket to go sit. Well, you know what the best part about that is that you get to sit in your own recliner, at least at this theater. Yeah. And that's the only place I'd want to see a movie.
It's getting dirtier though.
Is it?
Yeah,
that sucks.
Like me and the girlfriend got the end seats.
Yeah,
and her seat, like usually by every two, it's like a love seat. The chair that she was sitting on has obviously been ripped out and now is a single. So it's like two singles. They've destroyed a ton of the seats.
It sucks, man. Yeah. It's a shame. When was the last time you went to the movie theater?
Couple years ago.
Yeah.
What was the last movie?
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Interesting choice.
Saw on Christmas?
Yeah.
I saw it on Christmas also.
Did you?
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
I got yelled at.
Christmas Eve I went.
Yeah, I got yelled at when I was watching.
Why?
I was eating too loud.
Did you really?
They were like, oh, what a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel Craig, James Bond. Oh, so good. Where's that chick from?
I had an old Jewish couple behind me.
Yeah, that's my experience.
Marty was the husband's name. I don't know what her name was. And she kept saying, Marty, was that in the book? Was that in the entire 2 hours? She kept saying, oh, this is gruesome. This is a little gruesome.
You read this and you liked it?
You read Marty. And then she went.
Is this what you want?
She goes, is the movie ending? Is the movie ending? Is the movie ending? And he's like, I don't know. Shut up. And he goes, I have to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. And she left and the movie ended. She missed the entire ending.
It'd be great if she didn't leave and she still went to the bathroom.
That would be great too.
Well, throw it in your pants. Just throw it in your pants. I bought you those diapers for a reason.
I like going to the movies.
Me too.
I like them.
I just
it is expensive.
The mystery about that movie theater by us is that it went from a bar to another bar to a Hooters.
Still, yeah.
Is it still Hooters?
Still Hooters.
No.
It survived the racism charges and it's still Hooters.
Really?
Yeah.
What were the racism charges?
there was a bit where an Asian couple went to Hooters, and on the bill it said like fat Asian, like to identify which table it was. Like it was like fat Asian or something.
But the word wasn't Asian.
It wasn't.
No.
No.
Oh, it was
something else.
A derogatory term.
Yes.
I don't even remember which specific one, but it was
it was the one, it was the
one
one
that's the most offensive.
Right, the one that's most offensive. It was like fat so and so,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Ever like for a good few months after that, I would always look at my bill like
to see if they
to see
identify you.
Yeah. But
Flat-footed man.
yeah, exactly. Like overweight person. Oh, yeah, I'm a little overweight. You made me self-conscious, Hooters.
You're right, Hooters. Even though you're in your underwear.
Right, exactly.
Serving me wings.
Who are you to judge? Hooters.
More wings, please.
I haven't had Hooters in a very long time.
like 'em,
I'm
man.
better off.
Yeah, I was never a fan of the Hooters.
Yeah. What else is up with the news, man? What else is going on? Who's fighting who?
Who's fighting who? No fights.
Let's talk comics.
Let's talk comics.
Who do you think that the silhouette was at the end of Avengers 33?
Which was Avengers 33?
Captain America falls through time. He's getting old, and he's like, "Well, I guess this is it." And then like somebody grabs him.
Iron Man.
Is it Iron Man
Yeah.
or is it Arno or is it Adam Warlock?
I think it's Iron Man. I think because the theme of this whole arc, so the whole story arc is the Avengers falling through time, further into the future, and one by one them leaving the time machine if they die in that time, like if they die in that time machine, whatever.
Right.
That time period they visit. And like the last issue, Captain America turns into an old man and he's being saved. I think it's Tony. I think the whole theme of the storyline has been the Captain America Iron Man
relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two of them.
I think it's Arno. I don't know why.
I want everything to be Arno.
Yeah. Well, he's awesome. The Avengers stuff is fantastic. I just read. I did the two because I kind of didn't read comics from last week, but I read New Avengers 21 and 22 as the new one came out yesterday.
Yeah.
And blown away. That was honestly one of the most intense.
Wish your art was better though.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But that was one of the most intense issues for a major publication in a very long time.
With Panther and Namor and the whole
absolutely.
thing. Yeah. I think that book is not getting enough credit for being a really awesome, almost Watchmen-like look at these classic heroes and how they interact and like their morality.
And nobody's ever gonna get it.
No,
that's the thing. Like I read it in bed and I was trying to like react and like just be like tell my wife like, oh my god, like do you understand? I know you're not reading this right now, but this is amazing stuff.
Well, what's great about it is, and I think that's what's kind of lost on it, and I think that what we appreciate about it is like this story, like the whole thing with the New Avengers has been it's the Illuminati with the new member, like Hulk just joined, Beast joined about I think the beginning of the storyline, right? To replace Xavier, and they've been trying to save the world from these incursions of another world, another Earth from another reality. Basically going to collide with our world.
Yeah.
And them being the gatekeepers of having to respond to that and not tell the other superheroes and they've been doing some real questionable morality. But this was the one where straight up where they went up against the JLA, another version of the JLA.
Demolished them.
Yeah. Which was great because like there was such a good build towards them facing off. And then you thought that they're going to be so much more powerful. And then Doctor Strange just totally flipped the script on everybody. That was great too. The reveal that he couldn't sell his soul because it's already been, portioned off to somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
But like they couldn't. They beat the JLA like silly,
hands down.
And then it came down to the world still coming to the incursion still happening. What do we do about it? And they have this bomb that would destroy it. So they find you cross that line, and who is going to be the one that's crossing that line of destroying an entire other Earth? Like you're just as bad as a villain at that point.
Exactly, and especially like. With like that hair of morality because the whole reasoning was like, well, yeah, I helped build it. Doesn't mean I want to use it. Like Tony's like, don't look at me. Beast is like, absolutely not. Yeah. Reed's like, I can't do it. And Black Panther, who was talking to the dead Panthers, tried to do it to impress his father's ghost.
But he wouldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. And then who does it?
Namor, of course.
Yeah.
Never comes to question when it comes to morality. He is the true king.
Exactly.
I think Black Bolt would probably have done it in the past.
He'd have yelled at it.
Yeah. But like the Black Panther is he's been kind of like the centerpiece of the story. Like this is like some of the best written Black Panther stuff in the New Avengers run.
I'll agree with that.
It's because it's like I mean like I love like the old what was the Christopher Priest when he did it? Like he was the first one to start doing like really good like modern Captain America stuff. That was really good.
Yeah.
But this is like awesome examination of a guy who has to live with the guy who committed genocide to his people. His legacy, the fact that he's not like the defender of Black Panther. Now he's the Lord of the Dead Black Panther. There's a lot of cool stuff with him. And just the fact that he now has to deal with the fact that Namor, the guy he hates even more, hates him at this point, hates him even more that he pulled the trigger and destroyed an entire planet. But it had to be done.
Right. And also that Namor did like the ultimate like high school move and was like, oh, and guess what else I did? I told Thanos' people that the gem was in Wakanda and they killed everybody. Yeah. And you're a jerk. You know,
and that was right after he wiped out Wakanda.
Oh,
that was
my God.
after the Phoenix story stuff.
Right. So like,
such an asshole.
He's such a jerk, but at the same time, he's the king. You know, like I gotta make these decisions. You know? And that's what Panther lacked in that moment, where like he was always like a very moral and merciful dude who did nothing but protect Wakanda.
Yeah.
And the people, like the humanity or like the beings that like he would protect everybody. He was like the consummate avenger. And here comes Namor, who's just like, listen, like I don't know why I'm with you guys, but I'm with you. I've been around for a while. I'm a king. I'm going to destroy everything. You know, that last scene where they're holding him back and he's yelling at Namor that he's going to kill him.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Combined with the fact they could have just ended it there, but Reed looks at his watch and there's another incursion happening.
In like 7 minutes, I think, or 7 hours, whatever it was.
Heightens the tension to the utmost degree where you don't know what's going to happen in the next issue. Fantastic book.
I think the book has always achieved that, really having you don't know where this is going type of thing, because they keep on upping the ante. And like obviously this is leading up to this the time runs out storyline that they're leading up to, which may be the crisis for Marvel.
Yeah. No more mutants. No more Fantastic Four.
I think it's gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
I'm like my gut is telling me that, and my gut never lies. That I really think this is leading up to them being very angry at the X-Men property and very angry at the Fantastic Four property. Because I think,
but not Spider-Man. Spider-Man's untouchable.
Well, Spider-Man, they worked out kind of a deal. They still make a large percentage off the licensing stuff. With the X-Men, like what's his name, Tom Brevoort came forward and he said, like, you know what, like they really have not commented on this and denied that they're trying to write them out. But he came forward and said that, you know, if you spend this amount of time working on a product and it creates this amount of money, and you have another product under the same banner that doesn't make as much money and that you have to still work just as hard for, wouldn't you not really try and work as hard as that thing? Because that's what's coming out with FF and X-Men properties. They have to share the profits with Fox and the other guys.
Okay,
it's all Fox. It's all Fox people.
That's interesting. But I could see it happening. I can also see like. But that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's just like from a fan's perspective, I feel like it's like an immature move. It's a business move, you know, great. But at the same time, you have 50 years of source material.
Well, that's the thing is like we've slapped the hell out of DC enough times about you know, their continuity fixing. Marvel was one of the guys that never felt guilty of that. You know, so. I don't know. I don't think companies ever do well by ignoring the past. It just makes people pretty much angry.
Well, I meant source material for the films, you know, because they're oh, we'll get you. You were not going to have any more mutants in the Marvel universe. But you know what? Like, there's 50 years of source material that you can make any plethora of X-Men and Fantastic Four movies.
Well, I think they're really pissed off with the success of Guardians that they can't touch a lot of the space stuff because a lot of it premiered in Fantastic Four. Like, they can't do Galactus. They can't do something. Like, no matter how big the Infinity Gauntlet storyline goes to, they can never do that stuff.
They can never do Surfer.
Never do Surfer. There was a big deal with the Kree. Like, Ronan is the only Kree in the entire movie.
Okay.
He's, like, leading the Sicarians.
Kind of weird.
It is weird. But there's a lot of stuff that kind of skeeting around. And, like, the fact that we're getting 2 versions of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And
it's weird.
Is a weird thing, too. And they're saying that they're Inhumans.
Where does Captain Marvel fit into all this?
Which one?
Original.
I think they can do it because it's Starlin stuff.
Okay.
I think anything that premiered with Starlin, like an Adam Warlock stuff, is free range. You'll get that big head guy from Warlock Soul Gem.
Gonna get some Adam Warlock.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're gonna do some really cool stuff with Thanos. I think there's a realization that there's a lot of money to be made out of an awesome villain like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to be done too, because you can have Thanos, you can have Warlock, you can have Magus. You know, just like
Yeah.
go crazy with the cosmic stuff. It's a shame, and it's a shame that you're like these big companies are depriving fans of, like you just want to see you want to see stuff put on the screen in a good way. You don't want to see the first two Fantastic Four movies are garbage.
Yeah.
And it sucks, because they were like, this is how we make a movie, this is how we make a superhero movie. We're gonna make it in a certain way, as opposed to saying like, you know what, we're gonna make a good movie that's also a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Which is your Avengers and your Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, we always talk about the death knell of the comic book movie industry, which I think is coming by 2018.
Yeah.
DC just released that entire their schedule.
10 films across the board.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking a couple weeks ago about the death knell of comic movies, and after Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm like, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like it blew so much new air into the way that we do these films, and I think it's gonna be a maturing thing. I do think that it's gonna stick around for a long period of time, just because of the fact that there's nothing to replace it in terms of big movie making stuff.
Yeah.
No one goes to see like the average, I don't know, Tom Cruise action movie.
Right.
No one goes to see like the generic future story anymore. People want to come for superheroes.
Do you think that's going to be the death knell of the comic book movie when you put apart from your A-list box office guys, when you start inserting Tom Cruise into a comic book movie?
Oh, it's inevitable.
Do you think that will start
when you get like
the downturn?
Everyone else that's still making action movies, like the Expendables, start becoming like the Howling Commandos, everything.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Tom Cruise.
There's not gonna be on the market for them.
Who is considered a Hollywood A-list now? McConaughey.
McConaughey is definitely.
I could see McConaughey
Bradley Cooper. He's an A-list guy.
Yeah, but he was Rocket.
Yeah.
So
who's left? I don't know. Who are they? Who you're an A-lister, Andrew? What's an A-list star actor?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, he'll do it.
Yeah, he'll do it.
He's not. I don't think he's A-list anymore. B+.
Who would you cast? I would cast McConaughey as Adam Warlock.
Zac Efron.
To be honest,
I would cast McConaughey for next to anything in the universe.
Mark Spector, Adam Warlock.
Yeah, all of them.
Anybody who's kind of muscular and tannish and white.
Yes.
Or
golden
like Adam Warlock. Silver Surfer, Matthew McConaughey.
Got the body for it.
He's replaced what's his name? Josh Howell.
Oh, as your guy.
As my guy now.
But that's what I was doing years ago. Like McConaughey was my Jesse Custer for years.
It's true. You know what? He could still do it. Also, I'm really also hyped about Interstellar coming out.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So that's kind of one of those things where I'm like, just put McConaughey in anything.
We're a couple days away from a True Detective announcement on who the cast is.
Awesome.
Vince Vaughn, Colin Farrell, Elizabeth Moss.
Really?
Yes,
McConaughey
coming back. Something else I was excited about too.
Hey man, it's the God Khonshu.
It's to me. It's God Khonshu.
Did you see? Did you read Moon Knight from this week?
Of course, yeah.
Amazing! I can't believe it's over.
I know, man.
Very upsetting.
Warren Ellis, I think his greatest gift is doing standalone issues.
Yeah.
That guy has a talent like no one else. Like that's where he, Global Frequency, Next Wave, awesome stuff. This
trees.
I'm still I'm behind on it.
Yeah,
it's good.
Good,
awesome.
It's very interesting. One of the strongest issue number ones I've read in a very long time.
What else?
Very long time.
Did you read Superior Spider-Man? That the first issue of the Spider-Verse thing?
Yes,
I liked it.
I think I'm not sure if I finished it. I got halfway through and I literally fell asleep.
There's like two parts in it. It's like because it's cool to see like the what if stuff, like the alternate reality Spider-Man stuff. I read it. I don't know. I doubt you picked this up. I pick it up. I pick all this stuff up. The new Thanos graphic novel that came out.
No.
I'm a sucker for Jim Starlin Thanos stuff. It is so weird and so wacky.
Yeah.
Because remember, like you're like you never read like the Infinity Abyss or anything.
No.
Like that later like Infinity stuff.
No.
That's when like Starlin just like they're just like, you know what, you do it,
go crazy,
draw it, do whatever. This was basically Thanos and Adam were like walking around with the cast of Annihilation and beating up all the other cosmic characters. It was like stuff I forgot about, like when they did the who was that grouping of like it was their Avengers, just like Ronin, Gladiator, Silver Surfer. What's the name of that crew?
The Infinity Watch?
No. Like it was after the Annihilators.
Okay.
Yes. They're really short lived.
Yeah.
They bring them back into this. They bring the Guardians of the Galaxy. They just beating the crap out of everyone, becoming God, and then Iron Warlock becoming God,
Uh
and then like him sitting down. Like what the first page of Thanos is him sitting in a big chair drooling over himself.
huh.
He's really a weird dude.
And this is new. This is just like
Brand new.
Brand new.
This was supposed to be. Remember that the Jason Aaron Thanos story they published, the origin story.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be the main series that they were going to publish, and they looked at it and they goes, "No way are we having this published as like the big Thanos story when they're making announcements."
When the movie's when that movie's hotness right
this
now.
is too crazy.
That's funny. I'll check that out.
I bought Ryan Infinity Gauntlet for his birthday.
Like this thing.
No, the comic book.
Yeah. Get him this thing.
I forgot he's 11. I don't know if he's gonna dig it.
Yeah.
I read it when I was 11.
He'll take it. Yeah. That's like you know that Avengers movie's coming.
That's where I think this whole
Falls apart.
This whole I think it's gonna fall apart. But I think this was all this is leading up to.
Yeah.
Is Infinity Gauntlet.
Avengers Infinity Gauntlet, and you're gonna have a few more in there. But it's what, like the shame again is not having your wealthy characters. Because you want to see Spider-Man swinging onto the scene.
Hell yeah!
We want to see Star Fox.
I want to see Star Fox.
Star Fox will happen.
Oh, we have Nebula already. I
Mhm.
think they'll do Death and the whole all that stuff. Maybe Mephisto.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They'll get what's his name? Bed My Dick Cumberbatch. Mephisto.
That would be a perfect Mephisto.
Yeah.
What other books did you read this week?
I'm looking at stuff. Kick-Ass 3 I read.
Did not read it.
I'm
a couple behind on the Kick-Ass.
not crazy about it. I think it was one of the better issues because it finally wrapped everything up.
Okay.
But it's a little weird that he in this issue they reveal that all of his Miller World stuff is connected.
Is this the end?
Yeah, it's the end of Kick-Ass. It's like everything is part of the same world.
Really?
Yeah, like Superior has a bit in this.
So
And,
I'm assuming all this stuff, all the superhero stuff happens after Kick-Ass.
Well, Wanted takes place before Kick-Ass, and then they wipe out the minds of everyone and becomes a regular world.
Okay.
Like there were superheroes at one point in this world, and now they're not.
Okay.
Like the Jupiter stuff is like a movie property in this world.
Okay.
And like Nemesis is really happening, and like Superior is starting to happen in this. And It's very weird.
That's kind of interesting.
And like they talk about like Secret Service happening in the background.
Okay.
It's very weird.
That's kind of cool. I like all the Miller World stuff.
What else did I read? Hulk versus Iron Man. I read.
Yeah. I don't pick that book up,
It was
man.
good. They the reveal was that he tampered with the bomb when he was drunk. He didn't remember.
Right.
But then they reveal at the end that what he did to the bomb didn't help create the Hulk. It actually saved him. Like it decreased the blast radius, where it just it saved his life.
All right.
For the most part.
So it's him. Did they show the panel of him doing this and then like?
Well, the whole story is him
stumbling around drunk.
Him going to pretty much, yeah, and like him talking to a bottle. Like him and Thunderbolt Ross made a deal where he got like a case of whiskey to tamper with the bomb, like to screw up Banner.
Okay.
But he actually helped him out
Because he's that much of an alcoholic.
Yes. Earth 2 is awesome. Still like that book. Ultimate Spider-Man was awesome this year.
That's next on my stack.
I'm really happy with this current run because it feels like the olden days.
Okay.
Where like anything can happen, scary stuff, like the pressures of being Spider-Man is really, really good.
Well, especially when you throw like the ultimate version of the Green Goblin is
Big Hulk.
Insane.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to happen in when Sinister Six is the next Spider-Man movie, right?
Yeah.
That's slated for what, like 2016?
I forgot to tell you, I watched that the other day, Spider-Man 2.
How was it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think it did the one thing it does incredibly. Two things it does incredibly well: the Gwen Stacy stuff, which you knew was coming, and the
Jamie
Rhino
Foxx.
stuff.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is terrible in the movie. Intelligent Intellectual is great.
Okay.
But they did exactly what we always want them to do: is have like a throwaway villain. The movie opens up with Rhino.
Oh, awesome.
Not scenes for the whole movie, and then at the end you see the premiere of him in his armor.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because remember you saw how it looked, how it's like a gigantic like horn.
Yeah.
The horn flips up, so he has the little head poking out of it.
Okay.
So it's cool. But that's it's just a 5-minute bit for beginning and end of the movie.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you have that movie. You're gonna have all your DC, your unnamed DC flicks.
Well, we know we'll have Wonder Woman. We know we'll have a Batman movie. We'll have Superman 2, JLA. They said the Sandman movies on the docket.
Mhm.
Something else too. Yeah, Preacher TV show coming eventually.
Sweet.
American Gods TV show coming soon.
You know what kind of killed it for me? Because San Diego released all those pictures of the 2 pictures of Affleck as Batman.
Yeah.
Or it looks honestly like I was like, ooh, this looks pretty cool.
Did you see the footage, like the bootleg footage of the premiere?
No.
So they released the someone did a camera phone in Hall H, and they showed the Batman trailer, and all it is like Batman, like a silhouette of Batman, like working. It's all CGI. Working on the signal, and he turns the signal on, and then you see like in the darkness, it's like pouring rain. You see the red eyes of Superman, and then like the lightning strikes, and you see Batman like on silhouette, and he's wearing the Dark Knight Returns armor.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, but the shots they showed of him as Bruce Wayne, I was like, no.
Well, they said that.
Take it back.
They showed someone was transporting a picture of like a fake painting for the movie, supposed to be of Thomas Wayne, and they're saying it's supposed to be the guy who played the comedian. That guy.
Okay.
Yeah, because he worked with him before. And they also said what's his name is probably playing Doctor Strange. Hair lip.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be weird.
He's good, man.
Yeah, I'm cool. I feel like they're gonna go long hair hippie Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be like super
Really off the wall.
Yeah.
No, I want the big mustache. I want the big Frank Zappa mustache.
It will just like I said, the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff gives me hope that they can focus each property as being like it's a unique thing. They make Doctor Strange an awesome horror movie.
I like it.
Make him fight the guys from Oculus.
Do it. It's Adam Rose looking in the mirror.
That was really good.
I wish he looked back. Can we talk about wrestling for like 2 seconds before we wrap it up? I wish that the person in the mirror looked back and was like, "You know who you are. You're Leo Kruger."
That's what someone did a cut on that. Someone did a video cut of that, like him doing like the Leo Kruger like promo in the darkness. He's like, "No, who is this?"
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. That's what I want to reveal.
That's like that would be great if that's how they transform him back into Leo Kruger.
I think it's gonna happen. Yeah. All right. This has been another episode of Behind the Camera. We'll see you next week. Stay cool, everybody. Good night.